Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel fired Max Verstappen. Warning by Red Bull chief. Mercedes have won the championship double for the last 5 years, but during pre-season testing it was Ferrari who came out on top. Sebastian Vettel is desperately trying to end a 12-year title drought for the prancing horse. However, 21-year-old Verstappen matured substantially in the second half of last season and showed the raw pace and driving ability to have a very successful career in Formula One. And Marko reckons the Dutchman will have a chance to become the youngest ever world champion this year. It will probably be a three-way battle between Vettel, Hamilton and Verstappen, Marko told Groningen Zeitung. Hamilton beat Vettel by 88 points in 2018 to pick up his 5th world title. But this year is set to be much closer, with Red Bull also looking like they have improved in the off-season. Ferrari have hired a new technical director in Mattia Binotto to try and get the Italian side back to the top. But he has played down his team's chances of success this campaign, presumably to take some pressure off Vettel. "I do not expect them to be behind us," he said. Hamilton, who is the preseason favorite to win the title, thinks Red Bull will be battling at the front of the grid. "I think it is the three teams, they will remain at the front, but also the teams at the back have closed up as far as I'm aware," Hamilton said. "The whole pack has closed up. I don't know which team is 4th currently, but they are a lot closer than they were before. Depending on how their development is during the year and whether they have the capacity to develop as quickly as the top 3 teams will be the question, on if the midfield can keep up, but it will be exciting. Maybe we will see some races where Renault or Racing Point will be a lot higher than they were in the past." Next news. Hamilton, Mercedes mustn't go over edge chasing Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton has warned Mercedes must not be pushed over the edge by Formula One rival Ferrari's theoretical advantage at the start of the season. Ferrari has emerged as favorite after pre-season testing, with Hamilton claiming the Maranello squad may be as much as half a second ahead of Mercedes heading into the season-opening Australian Grand Prix. Hamilton believes Mercedes will have to dig deeper than last year in order to beat Ferrari this season, but cautioned against pushing too hard because it could lead to costly errors. "It makes it harder for sure," said Hamilton of Ferrari's form. "I think already last year we as a team were behind on performance, so we had to overachieve on delivery, and now we have to reach even further. It means we have to squeeze our performance even more. But we also have to be careful in that scenario because it can also push you over the edge and you can have faults. We've got the best team around us. We have experience, it's no coincidence that we are world champions, so we have to be diligent and stay balanced. But as a driver for sure I have to figure out how can I pull more out, which I don't have the current answer for." The 5-time champion reckons Ferrari may be reaping the benefits of having shifted its focus to its 2019 car earlier than Mercedes did. "Obviously during the year you have a huge group of people who are working towards winning the World Championship, and if you are not looking like you are winning the World Championship, out of worry you might pull some of the team off earlier," he said. "So mostly likely they started developing this car a month at least earlier than us maybe, whereas we were pushing to win the world title, which we did. It is generally how it is. You only have a certain amount of resources that you can use and you want to make sure that you solidify and win the current world championship or tail off and make sure next year is good, but you don't know if next year is good because the rules have changed, so it is about trying to find a balance." "I would not be surprised if Ferrari had more people because in Italy it is not easy to fire people and it is different to when you are chasing compared to when you are defending. But the last year they arrived here with a car that was working well, but they have done even better this year. Hamilton is confident, however, that Mercedes, which has won 5 drivers and 5 constructors titles in a row, is prepared to take on the challenge. We don't mind the challenge. It just means we have to work harder. But I am really proud of what our team has done to get us here today. It is not that I am worried or disappointed. We are just incredibly encouraged and enthused that we are working as hard as we are. We have a hill to climb, but we know how to do it. Next news: Verstappen, youth no longer an excuse. Max Verstappen says he can't use his youth as an excuse as he heads into his 5th season of Formula One. The Dutchman joined the series in 2015 at the age of 17, becoming the youngest driver in F1's history. He debuted for Toro Rosso before gaining promotion to Red Bull Racing just over a year later, and has since taken 5 Grand Prix victories. Despite being just 21 years old, Verstappen says his experience outweighs his age, and he can't use the latter to cover up his mistakes. "I can't consider myself like that anymore because I've done 4 seasons," he said to Reuters in Barcelona. "It's going to be my 5th season, so there are no excuses anymore and you have to be mature. I was never Mad Max. I was just Max who was trying to get the best result for the team." Verstappen had a mixed 2018 season, taking 7 podiums in the final 9 races of the year. However, he was involved in a number of incidents in the first half of the season, including a crash with former teammate Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen also came together with Esteban Ocon at the Brazilian Grand Prix while leading the race. Ocon attempted to unlap himself, which saw both of them spin, leading to an angry confrontation post-race that saw Verstappen receive 2 days of public service. As part of his service, Verstappen spent time with the race stewards. When asked if that work had changed anything for him, Verstappen said, "As a driver I will always be the same guy. I always try to get the best result out of it. I'm not there to just sit second or sit third. I'm a winner and I want to win every single race and I will always go for it. If you are fighting for the championship, sometimes second is enough, for sure. But I've never been in that position yet in Formula One, so every opportunity I get to win a race I will always go for it. My aim is to be here for 15 years at least. I've got another 11, and I'm 32 then," he said. "Maybe I can drive until I'm 36 or 37. It depends on how long you like it as well. Maybe 42. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.